Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I am your host, your expert life strategist, Karena Calhoun, and I'm super excited. Super excited. We've got another great episode today. Listen, folks, we're bringing you some impactful guests and then other solo episodes where I'm just talking to you and giving you some information. But our guests are bringing you some inspiration, some education, and some empowerment so you can level up in your life in whatever area it is. And I've actually had a guest tell me in the past that, hey, Karena, just listening to your show, I was able to consider some things that I had not considered before. So I want to encourage you all to really deep dive into the show and keep an open mind because you may say, that doesn't really pertain to me, but guess what? It just may. It just may. Just consider it. So today we've got another amazing guest on the show. We've got Amanda Clower. Amanda, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing perfect. I'm doing wonderful. I am super excited. I am one of those people that I typically wake up like this because I'm super grateful. I'm super thankful.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, I know I do that too, where I'm waking up and I'm full of positive energy to start the day and accomplish my goals and just be able to put out some good positive energy to everyone.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love that you said put out, really accomplish your goals. And that's one thing that I really look forward to in the mornings when I wake up. I'm like, okay, I get to
Yeah.
work on my goals. Not, oh my God, I've got this goal to do today, but I get to work on my goals. So I love that, Amanda. Thank you for already opening up this show with that good fire. I love it. So, Amanda, tell us where in the world you are.
I am here in Western Pennsylvania in the United States. So if you have any of your audience outside the US, I'm here in the US in Western Pennsylvania.
Absolutely love it. I love it. I have not been to Pennsylvania. That is one place that I do want to go. I'm a huge chocolate fan.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I love chocolate. So I would like to go to visit the Hershey, I would say, universe.
Yeah.
For those that are outside of the United States, that, as you said, Amanda, we do have listeners all around the world. We are international. Thank you for dropping that little plug unintentionally. For those that are outside of the United States, Amanda, can you tell us a little bit about Hershey? What are we talking about? Because
Yeah, so, like, I'm a few hours away, and it's been a while since I've been to Hershey, but it's, like, all the iconic chocolate place in the US, it's just I love chocolate, and I love, like, eating like, Hershey's is always my go-to when it comes to chocolate. Like, you can't go wrong with picking up a Hershey Kiss or having a
exactly.
Hershey bar on a s'mores during the summer.
I
Like,
love it.
yeah.
I love it. My husband and I, we watch a lot of um, inspirational shows. And so we actually watched recently, we watched it a couple of times, How America Was Built. And we saw, they talked about Hershey, the Hershey Corporation and everything. And they showed how they had gotten the land and purchased the land and just built everything up there in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And that is just an amazing and inspiring story. So, for those of you that are listening, go and watch that show. It is such an inspiration as you're on your entrepreneurial journey. So, Amanda, tell us, if you would, ma'am, how you are loving on the world around you.
Yeah, so like I usually try to be positive and upbeat. Like if there's some tough times going on in the moment, I usually try to be positive, like we got this. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. And just bringing that positive energy, because there's a lot of negativity going around, I think, to where it's like there needs to be some positivity. So it's just loving up on people to like
Yeah.
bring the energy up some and be positive and like, guys, we got this.
And I absolutely love that. And one thing that really resonates with me in what you're saying is the fact that, if you're still here, then you can use that as a stepping stone for success, because that means whatever happened before that you went through, you got through it, which
Exactly.
means you can probably, most likely, you are going to get through this, whatever it is. I absolutely love that. Thank you for sharing that with us, because I think people need to be reminded of that. So, how are you bringing that, filtering that through your business?
Um, like I usually like with my business, because I have my own like candles and wax melts to like, because I'm bringing that through. Because like when you're at home, like that's your comfortable space, your safe space. So when you're able to come home and light the candle or put the wax melt on your warmer, like you want to have that comfortable, welcoming, relaxing feel in your home after a long, stressful day. So it's like it just kinda adds that, like, extra element to your space when you're unwinding from a stressful day and kind of having that, like, relaxing moment, like, "I was able to get through this day, and I'm gonna, like, treat myself a little bit to light this candle to be able to just relax and kind of pat myself on the back and being like, 'I did this. I got through today.'"
I love that. I absolutely love that, because I am one of those people who, I'm extremely particular about the space that I'm in. Like, I can't think if my space is not clean. I can't think if my space is not tidy. Now, I'm not like, I don't want to disparage anyone, so I don't want to like call names or anything as far as like, any negativity. But, if my space is junky, I can't think properly. I can't do the things that I need to do. My creativity is dampened. And so I love to have my space nice and neat. And then, like you said, have some type of really good scent going. Like you said, whether it's a candle or a wax melt, I just, to have that scent going is absolutely creative, um, pushing for me. It pushes that creativity for me. So tell us how you started this journey of providing this amazingness for other folks.
Right. Yeah, I've always been a crafty person growing up. Like I've always got myself into some sort of crafting project. And so then I came across people that were like, "Oh, you can make your own candles." And I was like, I was intrigued because I was like, I'm crafty and I wanted to give it a try and like make like kind of bring out that creativity of mine of making my own blends of fragrance oils and like fragrances to put in those candles. So it kind of like ended up turning into a hobby. And after I got kind of playing around with it and like I was like, these are turning out really well. Like, let's see what we can do with it of like giving it to some people and see what they say. And like there's people that like, oh, this is so good, this is amazing. So then it just kind of ended up turning into a business where I wanted to kind of put out my own blends to help others with elevating their spaces more with that scent and help them relax and have their space a little bit more clean, like you were saying, and have that like focus and energy and unwindingness from a long day.
I love that. So how long ago did you start with the crafting part of it?
I probably started that maybe 3 to 4 years ago. And then I just launched my business at the beginning of the year, this year.
Congratulations to you.
Oh, thank you.
That is so awesome and amazing. So tell us some of the customer favorites, the scents that you are offering.
I've noticed that like one of the like probably the best one that I have is my rural honeysuckle, which is kind of like the like kind of like that typical honeysuckle smell with like a little bit of woodsy smell to it. Like, because like what inspired that for me was when I was at the lake and I would go kayaking and I would pass through all the honeysuckle bushes and like the little coves where kayakers can go. And then another one that might be another top favorite is my lemon drizzle, which is like a sweet like lemon sugar cookie with a little bit of like juniper in it. And it's I've some of my customers' reviews have been like it's a fresh, light scent, and it seems like they all love it when they give me feedback and put on reviews and everything.
I love that. And the honeysuckle, that reminds me. So I'm a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
And so Gen Xers, we grew up. I actually was watching a video recently and they were talking about some of the um trends back in the day that us Gen Xers experienced, and sucking on honeysuckle, and that was one of them. And so when you say that, that brings me back to that. So that is like, oh my goodness, I want to smell that now. I want to experience your honeysuckle candle.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that you brought that into your rotation, but then also the lemon. My husband is a huge lemon fan. His mother, who is now she's since passed, but she used to do a lot of lemon flavored desserts and things like that. So he is a huge lemon fan. And so I could see the two of us just kind of like, he'd be on one floor with his lemon candle and I would be on another floor with my honeysuckle. So that is just absolutely amazing. I love that you are using real life experiences to inspire your sense. That is something that I think really helps to push your brand forward. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree because I know when I make like all of my blends, like there's some sort of like story nostalgia behind it that kind of it's just kind of it kind of brings out like sort of like bits and pieces of like happiness from my past that kind of is like nostalgia almost for myself. And it's like so there's like a little story behind each one that I can bring forward and be like, this is what inspired this scent or that scent.
I love that. And so, what is your favorite? You've told us about the customer favorite.
Yeah.
So, or favorites. What is your favorite scent? Or do you even have one? Are you in love with all of them?
Um, like I'm in love with all of them.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sometimes it's hard to choose. Like one of like there's like probably there's one favorite that's one of my winter part of my winter collection, and it's called Wintry S'mores. So it
Mm.
kind of has like a bit of pine and fire roasted marshmallow with it. And it just that one reminds me when I was with my family in the cabins during Christmas, and we would go outside and have a little bit of a fire and just kind of go back and forth between the cabins that each family was staying in. So that's kind of what inspired that one, and just kind of it kind of like warms my heart and soul some to like when I smell that one.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And the way you relate the sense to the experiences is absolutely phenomenal. So do you share the inspiration like with each product? Do you share the inspiration behind it?
Um, how I kind of did that was when I was writing my product descriptions.
Mm,
That's where I kind of put like I kind of did like a little bit of a storytelling while I put it
love
in. Yeah, so I kind of put it as a like for each scent, I'll put like whatever kind of made me create that scent and what kind of memory I have with it. I kind of put that in a story to describe my each scent for my products.
I absolutely love that. That is brilliant. That is so brilliant. So I wanted to ask you, Amanda, um, for those women who are creatives, who are on their journey to starting their business, how important would you say it is to incorporate um, those real life experiences into the creativity of their product. Do you feel like that's something that's really important?
I think so, because there's no one out in the world like you but you. Like
Yeah,
you are your own authentic self. So like when you kind of bring in those memories and bring in yourself to your products, like that's what's gonna make it unique in my opinion. Because there's like there could be no one that makes my blends and has the story behind it of what inspired my product. So if and like I do like a lot of intuitive kind of guidance with when I'm doing my creative work, which I recommend people do too, is because it's just if you don't feel good about it, then you're not gonna go about pushing it. But if you feel good about it, then it's gonna take you far, I think.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So when you talk about really filling those products with your experiences, um, I know there has to be a limit that you would reach as far as getting too deep into your experiences. So how do you kind of filter that off? Because I know, you know, there may be some kind of good or bad. It could be just too personal that may go into a product, but you know that that's something that's near and dear to your heart. Do you kind of cut it off at a certain point?
Um, yeah, like I'll have like with some of the scent stories that I have, like I'll just kind of do like a general like when I'm kayaking and passing by the honeysuckle plants
I love that.
or when I'm in the cabins with my family. Like I just kind of keep it like almost kind of broad and not like too specific. So that's kind of where I kind of like I just pick out a memory and just kind of keep it broad, not get into like too specific with it and like too personal with it. Just kind of have that like broad story and memory.
I love that. And so, where do you see your business going? I know you said you recently launched
Yeah.
this year, so you've been in business for about 6, 7, 8 months now. So, where do you see this business going for you?
Well, I hope to keep selling to like from like direct to consumer off my website and my Etsy shop. And I would hope to see my products in like retail stores, whether it's like local boutiques or in kind of those bigger box stores, whether it's on their websites or in their like retail space on their shelves. Just so like even if it's just regional, like just kind of start like scaling that way to where it's starting to get into bigger stores while I'm also selling on my website and Etsy shop.
Gotcha, I understand. And so, how do you have right now a plan to get that in motion, or are you right now you kind of haven't maybe looked at that yet, or have you?
I'm just starting my process with that. Like I'm starting to pull up, like start writing my wholesale, like kind of fine tune my wholesale, like what I want to how that to work and everything, fine tune all of that. And just like continuing to put my name out there so then people can know my brand since it is a new business that's out there. So creating brand awareness and while I'm getting my wholesales, like all of that stuff pulled together for the last little bit of details I have with that.
I love that. I love that. It sounds like you have an amazing process already in place, and it sounds like you're going to be going so far. I'm so thrilled to be talking to you. One day I'm going to say, I spoke to her.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with her. I remember when.
Yeah.
And that's going to be so amazing to be able to look back months from now and say, I knew her before the huge blow up.
Yeah.
So, Amanda, is this not just this business, but I know you talked about the creativity part, but would you say this is therapeutic for you? Because I know for me, in some instances, with a lot of the creativity that I do, now I'm not crafty at all, but in my own regard, I am creative. And so in that regard, it is extremely therapeutic for me. Would you say the same as for you?
Yeah, I would say so. Like being able to be creative and like make stuff with my hands and then share it with others and bring value to others. Like it fills my cup up a lot
I
to where
love that. And so would you say that you are in your purpose?
I would say so, yeah.
Absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. And so um for those women, two things. Number one, I want you to tell us the name of your business and how to get in touch with you, how to get your products. And then the other thing, I want you to tell us, for those women that are listening, how do you begin the process of leaning into your purpose?
All right. Well, yeah. So everyone can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and my business is R Land Candles. So it's like the letter R Land Candles, and and then you can also go onto my website rlandcandles.com, and I'm also on Etsy. Um, so going into your purpose is like I would say just kind of find what like kind of do some like either journaling with some sort of reflection of like finding like kind of speaking with yourself of like what you're good at, what your strengths are, what you love doing, and seeing how you can be able to provide value for others with your skill set. Like that's kind of what I did when I started was I took my love for crafting and being good at being crafty and turned it into something that I can put into other people's homes to provide them value however they see fit with it. And hopefully it helps people out because it's just I want to be able to help others, and that's like the main thing is just look into yourself of what you're good at and what you're passionate about and see how you can turn it to help others and provide
I
them
love
value.
I absolutely love it. So, Amanda, I want to ask you two last things before we wrap up. Number one, tell us how Our Land came about, how you came up with the name. And then number two, leave us with any words of wisdom that you have.
Right. The name kind of like I was kind of you help having the help of my fiance come up with the name and like because it's kind of like the letter R is like the first initial of his last name, and then it's like our land, kind of like having that like almost this is what we're building, like this is like the foundation of home and everything. So having that foundation of like this is our home, like our land kind of thing. And like we're like that's like the foundation of going out into the world and providing, good things. And then words of wisdom is always say stay true to yourself. Be your authentic self wherever you go. Be positive and enjoy the little things.
I love it. I love it. And I will have to say that when I saw the name of your business, Our Land, that's exactly what came to me. So I'm happy to have been in tune with that. So Amanda, thank you so very much for joining us on the show today. You have just inspired and encouraged and brought some great education to us. Really leaning into your purpose is phenomenal, and I applaud you for that. So, folks, we've had another great show, another great episode today. And so please, please, please reach out to Amanda, rlandcandles.com. Folks, I will see you all on the flip side. Bye.